Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I wanted to do another passage reading from the book of Matthew today. This one comes from chapter 2, and it starts with verse 13 through, chapter 3. Sorry, I mixed myself up there. Chapter 3 and starts with verse 13 and goes to the rest of the chapter. This is on the baptism of Jesus. I do want to just give a disclaimer. I'm going to put it up on the screen after this, and so you'll be able to read and follow along. I use the Logos Bible software. I also primarily read from the ESV because I find that one to just be the easiest one for me to read and for me to be able to study from. I don't have a problem with other Bible translations other than like the Passion Translation. Obviously, there's some problems there. But like, if you prefer the King James, read the King James. You prefer the New King James, read the New King James. That's how you prefer to study. That's how you prefer to study. I prefer the ESV. But I wanted to go ahead and start reading and kind of talk about a little small lesson to pull from this passage that I think is really interesting. It's not much of a lesson as much as it's just something that I've noticed from it, and I think it's really just cool to look at. So to begin reading, in verse 13, this is the baptism of Jesus. Then Jesus came from Galilee to the Jordan to John to be baptized by him. John would have prevented him, saying, I need to be baptized by you, and do you come to me? But Jesus answered him, Let it be so now, for thus it is fitting for us to fulfill all righteousness. Then he consented. And when Jesus was baptized, immediately he went up from the water, and behold, the heavens were opened to him. And he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove, coming to rest on him. And behold, a voice from heaven said, This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. And so, what I wanted to kind of like point out with this passage that I find just so interesting and so cool to really just kind of reflect on is the fact that when you read this, this is a moment in time where all three members of the Trinity are present at the exact same time. You have, for example, the Spirit of God descending like a dove in verse 16. And so you see that you have the Holy Spirit coming down, descending like a dove and resting on Jesus. Then you have the voice from heaven saying, This is my beloved Son, identifying Jesus is not just part of the Godhood, but he is the Son, and the Father is the one talking from heaven. So now you have the Holy Spirit, the Father, and the Son all here in one moment. And you see, it calls the Spirit of God. So it is the Spirit of God. It is the Holy Spirit, part of that Trinity. And then you have Jesus later on saying, The Father and I are one, talking about the fact that the Father, Son are part of God, that they are separate members of that Trinity. I know that's not the best way to explain it. There's no really like perfect way to explain it. I'm trying to not say it in a way that sounds like modelism. No. But it's just this really beautiful moment where all three are just present at one time in our time. Like we see all three of them present on Earth. Technically. I mean, the voice from heaven, but it was coming down. Like you could see the heavens opened up. And so I just thought, that's a beautiful passage. Just really kind of like look on and just think of the how that could have felt, the power there, the oh my goodness, what is this? This is so cool to just really think about. But aside from that, that was all that I really wanted to talk about with this reading today. And so, I hope you have a great rest of your day and God bless you.